100,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City today or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. Peace of mind you can trust at your local community dealer. Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street, Panama City.
There are 3 great Barefoot locations. Barefoot on the Bay in St. Andrews, plus Barefoot on the Beach and the Barefoot Hideaway Grill, both on PCB's famous Front Beach Road. Whichever location you visit, you'll find great food, amazing specialty drinks, and the Emerald Coast best views. The football games will be on with awesome game day food and cocktail specials. And go now to barefootrestaurants.com to get a digital coupon for 15% off your entire bill. Barefoot, great food, drinks, fun, and games.
Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. You can always find people who are helping. Thank you to all the first responders who put their lives in danger to help us when my brothers and sisters and mom and dad and grandpa and grandma need them.
Thank you, first responders.
This is what I signed up for as a first responder. I am constantly worried about being exposed to this virus and potentially bringing it back to my home and my family. I'm going to continue going to work day in and day out and providing help to those that need it.
We look out for the helpers because they look out for us. Thank you, first responders. Thank you, first responders. Thank you, first responders. Love you.
Be safe, look after yourself, and look after one another. Thanks.
Learn how you can help first responders in your community by texting BRAVE to 24365.
Hi, I'm Kirsten from Pentatonics. We've all learned how to cope with more time alone. With more time spent isolated or at home, the need for companionship has grown. If you've considered adding a pet to your family, please check with your local shelters and foster organizations. Stray pet numbers have grown immensely over the past several years, and the trauma cost to these animals is devastating. Adopt pets, they need us more than we know. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the next evolution of Sports Talk Radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking...
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got to bet.
The Inside Drive. From college to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And it is Thursday morning, Jay. Already this week, it's Thursday. You're listening to The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey, Jay Henley, and we got Smitty behind the glass today, so we're excited about that. DJ Davey Crockett is on his way down to Gainesville for the Mosley-Buchholz game, the big playoff game tonight, number 1 versus the number 8 seed, and I heard the coach and them talking about it this morning. Good luck to those Mosley Dolphins. We'll talk a little bit more about it later on, but as always, you can listen live and local on 104.3 in Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. Jay Henley, where do you go to download that free mobile app?
Google Play Store or Apple Store.
Ooh, either one. You just got to search ESPN Northwest Florida. That one you have to search 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can watch us live on Facebook, X, as well as YouTube. That one you just search ESPN Northwest Florida. When you're on there, give us a like, give us a share, get us a follow. We got a caller on the line? Man, already. Who we got on the line? Who do we have on the line, Jay Henley?
I don't know. The Jaguars-49ers game is going to be on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yeah, it'll be on ESPN Northwest Florida. I think it's a national TV game as well. Yeah. Maybe not just in our area. It's a big match, one of the bigger matchups this weekend coming up.
Absolutely.
Close one. A lot of implications in that game. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, when we make the trip out there, the Niners can get it done.
I think they will.
I don't know. Jags are good, 6-2. They play real well. Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence. Who has more passing yards, Brock Purdy or Trevor Lawrence?
Oh man, we talked about this this morning.
I know. I trivia questioned you.
You know what? Since you're a San Francisco 49ers fan, I'm going Brock Purdy.
That is correct. Brock Purdy has more passing yards than Trevor Lawrence. He also has a better touchdown to interception ratio than Trevor Lawrence. Although you would think the world is falling with the 3 losses that they just had. Kid's still 13-3 in the regular season, and he's second in the league with passer rating behind Tua Tagovailoa. And he leads the league in passer rating on 25-yard passes or more. We got the caller back on the line, Smitty? Okay, perfect. Who do we got out there?
This is Dr. Coach Mike Whitworth.
Mike Whitworth, how are you?
I'm doing well. I want to talk about Auburn, Arkansas real quick, and I'm going to be serious, not like I do with Coach Hale.
No, you're good.
What's the line?
I think Arkansas's 2.5. I was looking at it earlier because I've got Auburn over 6.5 wins on the year, so I really need them to get this one done.
It's a crossroads game. I mean, it's interesting to be on ESPN plus minus whatever it's on. But it's a high holy day in Arkansas. As you may know, it's opening of duck season, so there may be tickets available.
Yeah.
And Ouachita Baptist is playing Henderson State.
That typically takes precedence.
In all seriousness, it's going to be a close game. I wouldn't touch that point spread. I'd just pick your favorite team and bet to the money line, which is probably not good. But
yeah, Arkansas minus 135, Auburn plus 114 right now. It is 2.5. Arkansas is favored 2.5.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. When they fired or let go Coach Enos, they simplified the offense for KJ. You notice they beat the Gators barely.
Yep.
But Arkansas's got a better quarterback. It all comes down to blocking and tackling. I know that's a euphemism, but whatever. But Arkansas's offensive line needs to block and not tackle like they usually do. Here's a little humor for you. But, Arkansas had the worst pass defense in the nation last year. That's 131 in FBS. Now, they hired new people, and they've got that Auburn connection. Coach Travis Williams, who's the DC, and he played for I think he played on that team at Tuberville that won all those games and didn't get the national championship. I don't know, but he knows he's worked for Malzahn and credits Chiswick with a lot. Coach Malzahn credits him with a lot of his success, and he's got a pretty good defense. Now they didn't improve as much on offense. I mean, it's a real game for NIL transfer portal issues, and it reminds me of last year's Florida State Miami game because both teams' records together are about 500. Now, Florida State went one way, Miami went the other, but I think it's an intriguing matchup, and I know the people listening to you like to put a little money, a little juice in there,
Yeah,
I just say I wouldn't touch the point spread. I mean, I think the handicappers know what it is.
Coach,
I'm looking for a close game. What's the total points?
48.5. That's a tough one because this could go one of two ways.
It kind of makes the under a little tempting.
Oh, yeah.
And what if they go into overtime? And, that kills, that analysis. I just recommend you people out there, you still have, golf cart rentals to pay and greens fees and, don't want to cut into your kids' lunch money. Just bet the money line, baby.
Hang on,
That's
Mike. We got a question for you.
From a crazy man sitting over here in Arkansas wondering what I'm going to do Saturday.
Mike.
Y'all have a great one. Maybe just tee it up.
Go. Wait a minute.
How about it?
I was going to ask you. Hey, I heard Arkansas is known for possum pie. Is that true or false?
Man, my wife's from Possum Great. Don't you be making ugly comments about that.
There you go, possum pie. Tell us a little bit more about that, Jay Henley.
I don't know. I just heard Arkansas is famous for it.
That's all I know. There you go. See, they're not just nuisances.
No,
they can be would that be a dessert or would that be an entree?
Good question.
Oh, definitely an entree.
Definitely an entree because
Nice
of the protein.
meaty.
Yeah, gamey. Some would say.
It's typically you see those more dead than alive.
Or are they? Or are they just playing possum?
Well, this is true. No pun
Good point.
That is a great game coming up. A big matchup. I did take Auburn to start the season over 6.5. They have 3 games left. They're 5-4. They have Arkansas on the road. We just mentioned Arkansas is a 2.5 point favorite. Typically, you get 3 for being at home, so pretty much a toss up, like Coach Whitworth said there. Bet the money line. Auburn's a little bit of an underdog, but if they win that one in Arkansas, they've got New Mexico State next week. So this game is pivotal if you took their total at 6.5. You took the over on their overall wins for the season. So it's crazy how close it comes. Vegas and the bookies certainly know what's going on, that's for sure. But obviously they finished the season with Alabama. So these are the two they got to win to hit that 7-win total. But I think 7-5 would be a great opening year for Hugh Freeze. Got a lot of people in the transfer portal and all that. So I'm excited to see how it goes this weekend. That'll be right here on ESPN Northwest 4. I think that's a 2 p.m. kickoff our time. Or no, 3 p.m. kickoff our time. Apologize for that. Tell us, everybody, about the big tournament you got coming up. I got to catch my breath.
We have a parent-child tournament.
I got your email blast this morning.
Did you? Oh, yeah.
Did you get my email blast?
Oh, I did.
About the Anderson Ord Trunk Show, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Parent-child tournament next Saturday.
How many teams now?
Like 27.
How many in the 8 to 10-year-old division? Just trying to size up our competition.
Let's take a little gander, shall we?
Little peek? Absolutely.
8 to 10, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're looking at 9 teams.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a big division.
That's good, though, because, I mean, if you got 27, then that's 1/3 in one division. So is it kind of spread, or do you got a lot in that older division?
Right now, the 7 and under division, we're looking at probably 4 teams, probably.
So there you go. Hey, if you're looking to get a dub and you've got a kid at the age of 7 or under,
absolutely,
sign them up for the parent-child tournament. You might have a good chance to win that. Anyway, you're spending some time out there with your child on a golf course, and it's going to be beautiful next Saturday. I don't know what the 10-day looks like, but it's going to be beautiful.
It's a good way to start Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah. Next week is a normal week, and then the week after that's Thanksgiving week.
It is.
Kids are going to be out of school already.
I know.
And then a few weeks after that, it'll be winter break.
Well, I was looking at this school calendar. Man, they don't get out of school till December 22nd, the Bay County schools. And I know that's super late, but I don't think they go back till like January 8th or 9th. So,
exactly. I feel like growing up in high school, we were out for like maybe 10 days, maybe.
Yeah.
Felt like a week.
Well, I remember going back the new January 2nd. I mean, it was always back January 2nd.
We also didn't start school until typically after Labor Day, too, up there in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Unlike here, you start, it feels like in the middle of the summer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Weird. Anyway, also going on at Bay Point Golf Club, I've been mentioning it all week. We got our Veterans Day sale, as Veterans Day is 2 days from today. We're doing 20% off all merchandise, and if you hadn't been by the golf shop recently, we've got tons of stuff in there. Gavin's been doing a wonderful job filling that place up. We just got a bunch of new beanies in. I didn't even know we have the towels with the magnets on them where you just hit them with your club and pick them up.
Oh, man, it's phenomenal.
That's absolutely saves everybody's back.
Yes,
you don't want to have to bend down and pick up that towel.
What will they think of next?
Right.
Oh, let's go to the golf course and get some exercise.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm too lazy to pick my towel up.
Yeah, it's the back problems. It's that tough when you're playing.
It's got to be a golf thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What? It's like the golf ball picker upper that you stick in the hole and pull the golf ball out.
Yeah,
same thing.
The American consumer, man, it's a beauty.
Yeah.
It's a beauty.
And then if you build it, they will come.
There you go.
Right.
Absolutely, always. And then a golfer consumer on top of that. Let's go.
It's like an addiction.
It is. It is like anything else.
Man,
yeah,
wild. I mean, it's like Mosley. Mosley's working in the golf shop now, and he's a golf nut. He's constantly talking about clubs, and he's like, "What's this in your bag? What's this? What's this?" I said, "I don't know. Just go hit it if you want to."
Yeah,
guy loves golf.
Yeah,
I used to be like that when I was a lot younger, but I just still love playing golf. But, I don't get as excited about the new clubs and that stuff anymore. Yeah. You still a geek? Golf geek?
Yeah.
No.
And then he found girls.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Everything goes right down the toilet.
Yeah, you got that.
I did date a golfer in high school, a girl golfer in high school. She played on a golf team, and that didn't work well.
No.
Too much competition.
Right.
You can't have that same kind of competition.
You can't.
I'm not saying you can't play golf together, but when you're competing against one another, it doesn't usually bode well.
Yeah. I've never been much of a club junkie.
No?
I just really
clearly because you currently have one of my sets of irons in your bag.
And you know what? I mean, I'll hit those until forever if need be. I don't know. I don't get it. And look, I've got a lot of friends, a lot of acquaintances, golfers that are just waiting for that next big thing. I think when they come to me, I'm like, yeah, you can go see Alan at Golf Plus.
Yeah, there you go.
He'll have all the questions for you.
It does make a big difference, though. But again, getting back to that Veterans Day sale, that's going to start Saturday. Saturday, run through Monday, 20% off everything, including drivers, wedges, putters, gloves, balls, whatever it may be. Everything in that golf shop is going to be 20% off. So if you're looking to buy a new club, driver, whatever it may be, that's a great opportunity to get some serious money. And that's what's crazy in the golf world when you have a golf shop, especially on green grass. That's basically your margin is like 22% on golf clubs.
Right.
It's so difficult to make money on golf clubs.
Sure.
So we're basically giving away the golf clubs at cost. And if you spend $200, you're going to get a free round of golf as well.
There you go.
If you buy, Stealth is what, $499, $525, something like that.
Right.
You get 20% off of that. That's going to be around $400, and you get 2 free rounds of golf.
What?
You can't beat it. You got a driver, 2 free rounds of golf. Come do it.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
This Saturday through Monday, right there at Bay Point Golf Club in the golf shop. Best of Bay winning golf shop last 2 years running, by the way. We also have the Anderson Ord Trunk Show coming up next Friday. I am very excited about this one. I hope we get a lot of people to come out for it. If you've seen the product, felt the product, know the product, everybody loves Lululemon, right? You see everybody wearing Lululemon shirts, shorts, leggings, whatever.
Is that lady stuff?
It's ladies and men's stuff.
Is it men's
Primarily ladies right now, though. But Anderson Ord is Lululemon, but better, in my opinion. A little bit cheaper. Not cheap, but a little bit cheaper, but it just feels fantastic. It's that, remember the butter t-shirt that I was wearing one day and brought in? That's Anderson Ord. It's awesome. And the trunk show is going to be cool because they're going to come out. The rep will be here. He'll lay out all the stuff, different things that you can look at, feel, try on, whatever it may be. And then you can place an order and just have it shipped right to your house.
Is it going to be literally out of a trunk?
No, I think that's just an old school. I'm still calling it a trunk show. The Anderson Ord rep won't call it a trunk show. But being in the golf business for as long as I had, that's what you used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
When you had a brand that you didn't bring a ton of stuff into the golf shop, but people loved it, you would do a trunk show. And you would open up the trunks and all that, and you choose clothes, you buy it, and get sorted. That way the golf shop doesn't have to physically carry it.
Okay.
That's where trunk shows were really beneficial and still are. I'm glad that Anderson Ord's doing it. A lot of companies won't do it anymore, but Anderson Ord being right down the road there in St. Augustine.
Cool.
It's they're just coming up the road and hanging out with us.
That's awesome.
But yeah, remember we talked yesterday about the Hard Rock sports betting app?
Yeah.
How it's up and running for people who were using it before.
And you were one of them.
I am. And didn't get any last night. I did one of the bonus things. It's kind of wild. It's like a real sports book app. It's kind of fun. But somebody put $1 million on Kent State plus 10.5 last night.
In basketball?
No, football.
Oh, okay.
Maction. There was 3 MAC games on last night. And $10.5 million Kent State, or not $10.5 million, $1 million on Kent State plus 10.5. And I'm pretty sure, not off the top of my head, I think they lost by like 30 in that one. So
Ooh.
Hard Rock opens up, gets $1 million bet. Lord knows how much else was bet last night. And then they just won $1 million.
Jeez.
That's why if you're a sports betting company, it's very beneficial to be operational as many states as you possibly can be.
Maybe this guy will help push this along and get it all straight for us all.
Yeah, place those bets here at ESPN 104.3. We'll cover it.
Yes. Our VIG is a little deeper than most people.
Right.
We take 80%. We'll give you the 20.
Hey, 80-20 rule.
Yeah, there you go. Had one of the there's a long drive guy. His name's Sam. It's his I forget his Instagram handle. Anyway, he's one of the big long drive guys. He just moved here to Bay Point.
Oh.
He was hitting balls yesterday on the range, and I was down on the backside of the range checking out the overseed to see how it was looking and tossing some golf balls back onto the range, and balls are landing over the fence back there.
No way.
And I'm like, who is that? I said, Gavin's not here. And even if Gavin was here, Gavin from the mats to get there with limited flight balls would be a big poke. So I'm like, who is on the range? So I had to go find out, and I drove up and I saw, as soon as I came around the corner by the first tee, I was like, it's Sam.
Slammin' Sammy.
I think Turbo Daily is his Instagram account, and he's got a big TV show coming up as well, but he's now living here at Bay Point in Panama City Beach. Guy hits the ball, flying the fence from the mats all the way across the range with limited flight range balls.
So he's like a Remax World Drive.
It's not Remax anymore, but he's part of the long drive circuit, and you're seeing a lot more like reality shows and stuff like that with the long drive guys, and just because it's pretty wild stuff, and their whole name of the game is Sam Judah III. He's a beast. But I mean, it's all about clubhead speed.
That's crazy.
So he's flying.
The meeting.
He told me because he had his little flight scope or whatever he was using. Because for them, it's all about ball speed. The faster you get that, or club head speed, the faster you get that club head speed going, the faster that ball speed goes. And he said that the limited flight ones took 17 miles an hour off his ball speed with what he's doing. Whereas if you had somebody with a ball speed of, let's call it 150, you'd probably lose, maybe 8 or 10 miles an hour. But because he's generating ball speed of, 220-ish, it drops it under 200. So, he's only, carrying it, 320.
Oh, is that it?
Probably. With a limited flight ball. But, yeah, he said he didn't know they were limited flight when he first started. And so he grabbed a regular ball and hit it. And I think he hit it over the road, which is pretty nuts.
All right, so the next foursome, next team, I got my team.
There you go.
Gavin. And it's going to be Slammin' Sammy. I haven't even met Slammin' Sammy, but he's part of the team.
No, he's in.
He's in.
Well, that's why he's one. A lot of these long drive, when their season's over, they go around to different parts of the country and participate in charity golf tournament scrambles and help raise money, because they'll go out on like a par 5, and if you donate, they'll hit a tee shot for you, and they hit it so far. So, yeah, scramble team.
Yeah.
We just need somebody who can hit it accurately as well.
Yeah, well, that's the key.
You can hit it far, but if you can't hit it accurate, makes golf just a little bit tougher. Yeah. That's for sure. As I mentioned, DJ Davy Crockett, Kyle Wright on their way down there to Gainesville to call the Mosley-Buchholz game tonight. Again, that's the 4 Suburban Region 1 quarterfinal game. You've got Buchholz at Mosley, Ponte Vedra at Creekside. Niceville, also from our area, is playing Nice, and Bartram Trails playing Navarre. So hopefully Mosley, I know it's going to be an uphill battle for them, that's for sure. But once you're in the playoffs, all bets are off, right?
Absolutely.
You do whatever you got to do to win. Keep them, slow them down a little bit. They, I think Buchholz scores. I was listening to the guys this morning a little bit, and they were saying I think they score over 30 points per game on average. So, yeah, the teams with a winning record east side, they beat 35-0. They scored 41, 54, 35, 49, 30, 35, 38, 44, 35, and 42 in each game. So there's definitely a reason why they're the number 1 seed. However, like I said, once you make it to the playoffs, slow them down. Yeah. All bets are off. Well, any given Thursday.
Everybody talks about, going on the road and it being tough, and I get it, but, I mean, a good 6-hour school bus ride, which is probably legit, I would think 6 hours to get over there on a school bus.
And I know they stop in Tallahassee as well to eat their pregame meal before they get down there for the game.
Hey, changes are good, and they may, I don't know, you never know, You never know.
That's right.
I know they're not the favorite, it seems, from what I keep hearing.
No, they're not the favorite, but sometimes that's a great position to be in.
Yeah.
When you have nothing to lose and you're not expected to win, that's a dangerous spot. We see it in college football all the time.
We call it the catbird seat.
You've used that phrase twice this week.
I don't know what it is, but I like using it.
But you just like to use it just randomly. Is Sailor still in here?
Yeah, she's just
chilling.
Yeah.
It's the warm calmness of your radio voice.
It must be.
She's just hanging out.
Yeah. I mean, I would think a radio studio would be a great place to take a nap. You just kind of hear the voices in the background.
That's what I'm saying.
Kind
Yeah, we got it. Coach Hale almost does it every morning.
Yeah, that's right. I'm right. We both do it through about half of the show.
There you go. That's why he's got so many guests, right?
Yep.
Just take a little snooze. But yes, you are listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay, when we get back, I want to ask you a little question about golf.
All right.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, any place, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a light breeze out of the south-southeast, partly cloudy skies and 75. Slight fog and some clouds tonight, slightly colder at 64. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning followed by mostly clouds and a high of 77. The same at 77 Saturday and we'll have mostly clouds. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumberyard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
There are 3 great Barefoot locations. Barefoot on the Bay in St. Andrews, plus Barefoot on the Beach and the Barefoot Hideaway Grill, both on PCB's famous Front Beach Road. Whichever location you visit, you'll find great food, amazing specialty drinks, and the Emerald Coast best views. The football games will be on with awesome game day food and cocktail specials. And go now to barefootrestaurants.com to get a digital coupon for 15% off your entire bill. Barefoot. Great food, drinks, fun, and games.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
The only place to get sports betting coverage on the radio. Is this legal? Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. It's the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Sitting inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios. We're talking about Mosley playing Buchholz tonight at, I want to say kickoff is 6:30 Central Time. That's actually going to be streaming live up there. One of Coach James Hale's sponsors, the Lynn Haven Beef O'Brady's, will be streaming the Mosley game live at 6:30. I would suggest getting there early for sure, but that's what's cool. You can watch the game. Or you can listen to it right here on, yes, obviously it's on ESPN Northwest Florida. Or do
listen
both.
to it on, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Listen to it on the radio. You get your play-by-play, and you can see the video up there and try their onion rings.
Good. There you go.
Yes, sir.
There's a stark difference between a good onion ring and a bad onion ring.
That's right.
A nice hand-breaded onion ring with light batter.
Real onions on the inside instead of the chopped up stuff.
Yep.
The processed food stuff.
Yep.
I'll see you later. I'm hungry.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Anybody got any onion rings? Bring them here. I'll tell you the address.
We'll let you in. We'll give you a prize.
Yep.
Yellow, sweet, Vidalia. What you think, Smitty?
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Is there a choice? I didn't even know there was an option.
Vidalia.
Nope. Possum?
Vidalias are sweet.
Possum onion rings.
There you go.
I think he's on to something.
Hey, in Arkansas anyway.
Possum pie.
Possum pie. You started that. Also, don't forget, this is the 4th and second to last opportunity to become a finalist for the Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Fall Football Finale. We're going to ask a trivia question. We're going to take the 5th caller at 12:40. If you get that trivia question right about an alligator, you will be entered to be one of 5 finalists that we will announce the winner at the beginning of the show at Bill Kramer GM next Thursday, a week from today, Jay Henley, and you'll come pick up those tickets. Even if you're not a Florida Gator or Florida State fan, you should still give yourself a shot, because I would love to go to the Swamp to watch a football game, especially their biggest rivalry football game. Talk about a bucket list experience.
Yeah, and the Knolls, they could be, the perfect season. They could, down in Gainesville, they could ruin a perfect season down there.
They could.
Yeah,
they probably won't, but they could.
Still mulling over the fact, Dan Mullen? Did I just say that?
Yes.
I said that. I'm still mulling over the fact that how many alligators lose their teeth? Like 3,000?
No, how many teeth do an alligator lose in their lifetime?
Okay, I got you.
2,000 to 3,000 teeth in their lifetime.
That's crazy.
It's a lot of teeth. And it's how many times did the tooth fairy visit the alligator?
Oh, we forgot that part.
Did you remember the first trivia question?
I don't. What was the first?
2 types of alligators.
And it was Chinese alligator. Who would have known there was a Chinese alligator?
I'll tell you who would have known. It was Ricky Barnes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 species of alligator. There's the American alligator, and then I said Canadian. What was the other one I did? Australian or Chinese. And Chinese was the correct answer. There's like 150 of them in the world.
Man, people have way too much time on their hands.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
to search that stuff out.
Or maybe you just knew.
China's
taking over the world, so they got 150 alligators to make it happen with.
Yeah,
so.
no
But yeah, trivia question. I'm excited about the trivia question today. It's another good one. It's fun finding alligator trivia questions. Our second one, Smitty, was how long can gators hold their breath? It was 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours?
I want to say 3.
It was 2. But that's wild. 2 hours.
Wild. That is wild.
How long can you hold your breath, Jay?
Like 15 seconds.
No wonder they lose so many teeth.
That's right. They're holding their breath too long.
Yeah.
Did you also know, this isn't one of the trivia questions, do you know what alligators use their teeth for?
I thought you were, go ahead.
What'd you think I was going to say?
Why they're so ornery.
But anyway, no, we've already been down that road.
That sounds like a dirty joke to me. You guys aren't going to go there, are you?
Hey, sometimes we do. Jay was talking yesterday about something. Not going to mention it again. But, do you know what they use their teeth for?
No.
Not chewing. Ripping.
Ripping. Ah.
Their teeth, sole purpose of the alligator's teeth are just to rip.
Jeez.
And then it just goes down the old guzzle.
They don't chew their food?
No. They don't listen to their moms.
Shame.
That's right.
Well, they drown their victim, and then
the death roll.
Death roll. The death roll.
Once the death roll starts, you're toast. It's scary.
That is scary.
Yep. Prehistoric. This is how we go, Smitty.
Okay.
We get on these tangents.
Sounds good.
But no, Florida Gators, UF. What were we going to talk about? And I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
Ooh, I'll ask you this question first. You know what's coming up on December 2nd?
It is some sort of marathon, half marathon, 10K, child run.
No 10K.
Oh, no 10K.
5K.
Oh, 5K.
5K.
Yep. That is December 2nd.
It is. It's the Daybreak 76 Panama City Beach Marathon, presented by Visit Panama City Beach and hosted by the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce. It's become a staple in this community. Everybody looks forward to that first weekend in December. It's got a marathon, as Jay said, a half marathon, a 5K, a kids fun run, and again, it is also a Boston Marathon qualifier. Starts at Pier Park, ends at Pier Park. After party where?
Margaritaville.
Because nothing says I just ran 26.2 miles like a nice warm shot of tequila.
Yeah.
Maybe cold. Maybe they'll ice it down and shake it before you take the shot. Put a little salt. Do you just do it straight? Do you do salt in the lime? Or do you just not do tequila?
After that, you'd have to do it intravenously, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that would kill me.
Well, I think one shot of tequila after burning that many calories would probably do you in pretty good.
Yeah. A chaser of some sort would be great, like a pineapple juice or.
I'm going to leave that alone.
Maybe some possum.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good chaser.
Yeah.
It's a good chaser.
And what goes better with possum pie than tequila?
Hey, man, now y'all are talking.
Yeah. Now I'm not hungry. But yes, you go to PCBmarathon.com, click that register button. If you use code ESPNRUN, you're going to get 10% off that registration. Excited about that one. Hopefully the weather is beautiful for all the runners out there. Jay, we're talking about expensive golf courses and some other golf things yesterday, and golf seems to definitely be your wheelhouse when we're chatting about it. Yep. I wanted to ask you a question. Conditions aside, what makes a golf course a good golf course for you?
Oh, you threw the conditions aside.
Conditions aside.
Weather conditions?
No,
course conditions?
Course conditions.
Oh,
because obviously a good golf course, you want to be in the best shape it possibly can be in.
Yeah, because you hear it all the time. I mean, if your greens are good,
that's the greens feed the wolf. Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. Wow. Threw me a little curveball there.
I did tell you I was going to ask you this question beforehand.
Yeah, you did.
So, not really a curve.
But I was going to go to course conditions. Let's see.
Yeah, see, I took your answer. Because that's what everybody's going to say.
Right.
But, course conditions at a golf course, a lot of people don't understand. It's like your grass in your yard. Is it the same all year round? No. Can you keep it the same all year round? No. Does it require a lot of things to keep it in the best shape it possibly can? Yes.
Yeah.
Does the weather affect it? Absolutely. There's a lot of outside sources. That's why I took conditions off the mix. And you were talking about Scottish golf a little bit yesterday as well, where typically that's brown, not a lot of water. It's just a style of golf course. Because back in the day when golf started, you don't have irrigation. You didn't have all that stuff. Mother Nature is what kept your golf course in good shape.
Here's what I want to look at. You love golf. You got Love Golf Design, right? You got Jack Nicklaus. All these designers.
Yep.
When I go to a place, I want to play when I'm playing on the coast, I want to play a place like Bay Point where there's some water view on a couple holes. If I'm going to the mountains, I want a downhill shot that's I've got to club down and hit it, and let the ball fly in the air for 20 seconds.
There was this golf course in New Jersey. It was called Wild Turkey. It was somewhat new. It was part of the Crystal Springs Resort. You had Ballyowen, Wild Turkey, and Crystal Springs. Wild Turkey was built when I was up there. They had a par 3 that was up on top of the mountain that went down like 150 feet.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That is cool stuff.
Because you got to think.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, it's 200 yards, but if it's downhill that far, what's my effective distance? We'll call it 140. And if you guess right, it's great, but if you don't guess right, you get in a world of. Go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, but I mean that's kind of what I'm looking at, and then the topography. Topography.
I like topography better though.
Yeah, that's kind of the J-ism. Topography.
Topography.
Let's go with that one.
Some may say topography.
The natural of the state of the way the design.
The golf course uses the land in the original state that it was.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of good golf courses, especially up north like Pine Valley. I think a lot of that when you go and play.
The Pine Barrens of New Jersey.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
And have you played Pine Valley? I know I've asked
you
this. You played it once?
Yep.
Man, I want to play that golf course, man.
Yeah, good luck.
I know.
I only got it because it worked for a guy that used to work there. If you're a member at Pine Valley and your husband passes away, you lose your membership.
I believe it, yeah.
Old school there.
That is old school.
Who's your favorite golf course designer?
Ooh, Pete Dye's not one of my favorite. I hate to say it.
No, he makes difficult golf courses.
Nicholas is good though.
Yeah,
I mean, think about the risk reward on some of our holes out of Bay Point. I think Jack Nicklaus does a great job doing that. He gives you the opportunity to make that risk and get a reward. But I like Nicklaus. Who else do I like? Crenshaw and Core. I think
Core Crenshaw, modern guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They did one of the Stream Song course. I think they did red. And then Tom Doak did blue. I forget who did black.
Yeah, and I think Davis and Mark Love are doing great stuff.
Yeah,
I
the
keep
Watersound Club's got the Davis Love course. It's underway. They're building it as we speak. Shaping, grading, all that good stuff.
Who's your favorite?
That's a tough one. See, I grew up in the Northeast, so I grew up with a lot of the old school guys, Tillinghast, Ross. I would probably say Donald Ross is my favorite guy.
Okay.
I just love green complexes on a Donald Ross course. They really make you think. I like a golf course that makes you think. Here's what I was going to say if you were to ask me what I thought made a good golf course. Memorable holes. If I play a golf course and I can't remember any of the holes on it, then that's a testament to the design.
Yeah.
Now, I think, and that's what I think Bay Point, Nicholas course at Bay Point is so good because there's a lot of holes you remember out there.
Right.
Even if you just played it once.
Yeah.
That's when I know a golf course is. And are you going to remember every hole? No, because it's hard to remember. But like Stream Song, I've been lucky to play Stream Song a few times. The par 3s, I don't know what number they are on the blue and red course. They're absolutely spectacular. But also Stream Song is built on an old phosphate mine. So they used, all the dunes because a byproduct of mining for phosphate is sand.
Yeah.
So all that mining they were doing there in Central Florida created all these massive dunes, and they just built the golf course right into it.
See, that's the kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, and that's Core Crenshaw and Tom Doak and those guys, all these modern course designers. And Core Crenshaw has come in and Gil Hans is another one. They've come in and renovated a lot of golf courses as well. So it's
cool. And I can't tell you the last time I played a golf course where there wasn't a house on the golf course. It may be Augusta National back in 2001 was the last time I played a golf course that didn't have a home on it. But I do like the serenity of getting out on a golf course and you just don't find that anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. It's just it's in the Southeast. Because everybody moves to the Southeast. They retire to the Southeast. They want to play golf every day, so they're going to have a house on a golf course.
So up in the Northeast, there's not as many homes on the golf courses?
No, there's not. No, there's a lot of golf courses. And the golf course has been around for a while, for the most part, too. But, there's just a lot of... And that's when I first came to the South and started playing golf when I was in college. Not playing golf in college, but when I went to college and played golf in Myrtle Beach, there's houses on most of those golf courses. I was like, I don't like this. I grew up traditional golf where you got fairways and, you could hit one 40 yards right. And if it got over the trees, you had a shot back to the green because I could hit the ball high. That's why I learned to hit the ball high.
Yeah. From a country club standpoint, though, do you feel like things have changed just on a country club type setting?
When you say country club, do you mean like private club?
I'm talking the Bushwood Country Clubs of America.
They still exist.
Yeah.
But you're seeing a lot more laid back and fun, even on the high-end country club side.
Yeah.
Now you've got your clubs, your traditional clubs, your Chicago clubs like Medina and when you
Cog Hill.
Yeah, a lot of Yeah, Dog Hill, Chicago. Absolutely. You know, Marion in Pennsylvania, Baltusrol, Wingfoot, all those places. Still very, very, very traditional. But that's what makes them what they are.
Right.
You know, Tillinghast and Ross and all those guys putting these golf courses together back in the early 1900s, and to see where they are now. Original clubhouses, all that stuff. I worked at a club in New Jersey on the north end of the shore called Deal Country Club, and it was built in 1898. The clubhouse was built the same time. It was a historic landmark. That stuff's cool. We had caddies, but, you know, nobody's out there listening to music and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, but I think there's a lot of places that have started adapting that a little more.
Do you think this virtual deal that's coming in January?
Oh, it's like you knew I was going to talk about that today. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
TGL breakdown.
Okay, so in January, there's these teams from all across America going to compete. They're going to be PGA and LIV, right?
No LIV.
No LIV, okay. What's your thoughts moving forward? Do you think this becomes a hit, or do you think it just washes out after a year?
That's a tough one.
I know my thoughts on it.
Yeah, we'll break down a little bit more of what the golf league is all about here later on in the show, but we'll do it in the next segment. How about that? Because I got all the explanation, and we'll learn together right here on the air. But I mean, and that's a big thing just on the consumer side with Top Golf and all this stuff, and now just simulators. You're seeing so many more simulators and home simulators and all that stuff. Because, you know, we live in a world where there's not a lot of time. People are so busy, and, you know, traditional round of golf, 4 hours and 15, 4 hours and a half, some golf courses 5. We take a lot of pride in getting most of our people through in 4.5 hours, even on a busy day. But that's a long time. You know, if you've got a 11 o'clock tee time, that's pretty much your whole day. So you can go play 18 holes of golf on a simulator in, you know, with 4 guys in an hour and 30 minutes.
Why is it that we want to play golf so quickly?
I don't know.
I mean, we're out there playing the game that we love.
To get to the next game.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's like the retiree golfer. I've been in this business my entire life.
Explain the retiree golfer.
I can't. I still don't understand it. Because if I was retired, I don't get the 7 o'clock first off play in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Sorry, Coach Manley, you just retired though technically this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're talking about him and Connor. They take pride in how fast they can play.
Right.
But I get it. They still have their whole day. But a lot of these people, they want to get in. Oh, he played in 3 hours and 16 minutes today. I'm like, how'd you play?
Yeah.
Typically, I mean, you can play. I like to play fast golf.
And I do too.
But if I was retired and quote unquote had nothing else to do, I'd be more of probably like that 1 o'clock golfing time. One, I like playing in the afternoon better because you don't deal with the dew and all that stuff.
Right.
And you got the whole morning, and then, you know, if you have some libations on the golf course, you roll right into, the evening, and you do that at 9 o'clock in the morning, your day's pretty much toast at that point.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I'm glad we're diving in.
I'd rather wrap it up around happy hour.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
1 o'clock, 4 hours, you're done at 5, you roll right into happy hour, have a beverage or a cocktail at the clubhouse. And
Or
then
6.
Or 6.
Yeah. That's it.
Buy 3, get 3 free.
Yeah.
Not a big one.
But no, I mean, it's not Coach Manley. It's not Coach Moon. I mean, it's at every club. I mean, they're it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I've dealt with it, even on a huge scale in Atlanta where there was many, and they're fighting for that first tee time. And I know they're all retired.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got Social Security checks coming in, everything, like they good.
I think it's just been beaten into everybody's brain in the golf world that if you go out first, everybody wants to go out first because you want to be the first one out there and you want to be the first one done.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
I know.
It's a good question. It's wild, all these little trends in golf.
I feel like I'd be the guy to be like, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, if the weather's good, now if it's 45 degrees, I may be trying to.
That's another reason why you go out at 1.
Right.
It's never 45 at 1. I mean, sometimes it is, but it's always the warmest at 1. That's for sure. But when we get back, we'll talk a little bit about the Golf League. I'm glad you mentioned that. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for Mosley Dolphin football. The rivalries are back. Listen to every game right here with play-by-play in ultra-high fidelity. Mosley Dolphin football on ESPN Northwest Florida is presented by Panama City Toyota, Orthopedic Specialists, Ellis Agency Insurance, Barbaritos Southwestern Grill and Cantina, Culligan Water, Chapman Wealth Management, and Gulf Coast Aquarium. Your authorized CKIM and ZoomEd dealer.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
During uncertain times, Gold and Silver Bullion have consistently maintained the financial stability we need. For over 50 years, Coin and Bullion Reserves has served Northwest Florida as your regional choice to protect your future with the peace of mind that hard assets such as Gold and Silver Bullion provide. The fluctuations of the stock market and concern over inflation often lead investors towards safe haven assets like precious metals. If you're concerned about the future of the economy, Coin and Bullion Reserves is here to provide you with the security you need. Come and speak with one of our numismatists so we can help you protect your future.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison. Welcome to the Inside Drive, the next big thing.
It's a big, huge, giant deal.
Sports betting, huge reactions, your calls and real-time coverage of the stories you're following. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe, and we do have a caller on the line. Who do we got out there?
Hey, gentlemen, this is Bear. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you, Bear?
I'm living the dream. I just had a point to make about the conversation on golf. Now, I'm a recent retiree. I've tried to pick up golf. My experience and the justification for going so early in the morning is you guys realize we live in Florida.
Yeah.
The temperature at 9 o'clock sometimes is in the mid 80s, and it's 90 some odd % humidity. I can't survive past that carrying around 50 pounds of golf clubs.
Well, luckily the cart will carry those bags around for you. Yeah, but no, that's definitely a big point. I'm going to throw it back. This is how I argue to some people when they say that. There's also a ton of dew on the ground in the early morning. And until that dew burns off, you've got so much humidity coming off the ground, which I think increases that humidity. But yeah, especially here in Florida, in our neck of the woods, which summertime is actually our busiest time of year, which a lot of people get confused with that. But that's the nature of our destination and it being a summer vacation destination. But yeah, that's a great point. It's definitely cooler earlier. And would you go out in the early afternoon this time of year?
So at 45, I would die. I would just instantly, I would not survive the trek. I could not make that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be brutally honest. I love golf. I think it's an exciting thing.
Yeah.
There's so much sunlight out here in Florida.
Not now.
Yeah, not now.
Fair enough.
Bear, how long have you been playing the game now?
Let's see. My entire life, I think I have golfed 3 rounds of golf.
Ooh. Okay.
Pretty cool places, though. I did a couple courses in Germany, and
that's awesome.
Near the golf course on Fort Gordon in Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah, I played the Gordon Lakes, 27 holes. Absolutely. I used to live in North Augusta, and I worked at Mount Vintage Plantation prior to moving down to Florida. So yeah, I played Gordon Lakes a few times. Really cool spot there. They have wedges and woods up there too. They do a lot for veterans. I'm obviously assuming you're a veteran.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
So thank you for your service. We appreciate it. And good stuff. And golf, yeah.
Appreciate you.
Get out there a little more, and if you need to ever get a lesson, you know who to talk to.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Got it. Sounds good. Appreciate you.
Now, we appreciate the phone call and appreciate you listening to the Inside Drive. Yeah, I mean, it's golf so weird. There's a lot of quirks that come with it, and there's so many accessories and all that. And you see some people, they dive all the way in. Some people have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But to kind of get back to what you were talking about, Jay Henley, a little bit, is the Golf League gets started, I want to say on January 9th, if I'm not mistaken. But just to kind of give a little synopsis of what it is. It's presented by SoFi. It's a new professional golf league combining advanced technology with the top players from the PGA Tour in a 2-hour weekly competition. It'll be in prime time, and 6 teams from 6 different cities will go head-to-head in a season-long competition at the SoFi Center. It's the first of its kind venue built specifically for golf on the campus of Palm Beach State College. The Golf League incorporates innovative technology with virtual and real-life elements, with matches airing live on ESPN and ESPN Plus in January.
So, Atlanta's got a team. Looks like Jupiter Hills has a team, which Tiger is one is on the roster, right? So, do you, as a home team, have a home team?
I think, and this is what I got confused with a couple of days ago when I was trying to look into this a little more. I thought everybody was in different locations,
That's what
all playing against each other.
Yeah,
I think everybody goes to Palm Beach Gardens to play at this state-of-the-art SoFi Center, because otherwise they'd have to build these. It's like a 250,000 square foot facility. So yeah, it's. I think everybody goes there to play it.
But they're going to be hitting. I could be asking these questions but they'll be hitting into a.
I got you.
Okay.
All right. So match format. There's 15 holes broken into 2 sessions for the teams. So in session 1, you're going to have 3 players from each team alternating shots. So for holes 1 through 9, if, say, all 3 of us, you, me, and Smitty are on a team, I'll hit the first shot, you hit the second shot, he hits the third shot. You kind of keep doing that until, I guess, it's match play. So if you win the hole, and then you just kind of keep rotating that against 3 other teams. And then in the same session, the next 5 holes, you'll have holes 10 and 13 will be one person versus another person. Holes 11 and 14, second person versus second person. And then 12 and 15, another person versus the other person.
Wonder if each team's going to have a coach, assistant coach.
I think it's just going to be the 3 players.
I'll be a coach.
Yeah, you already are a coach.
Yeah.
A swing coach and a Bay High golf coach.
There you go.
But yeah, like you were mentioning, got the Atlanta Drive Golf Club. You've got the Boston.
Of course, we end up with JT.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Justin Thomas on the Atlantic Drive Golf Club. Is that going to be your favorite team?
I mean, I may. I don't know enough about it right now. I really don't. So
you've got the Boston Common Golf Team. That is who's on that one so far. You got Rory McIlroy so far on that one, along with Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus. He is only one of 3 players to win 4 majors by the age of 25. Hadn't done a whole lot since then. Who are the other teams? Jupiter Links, as you mentioned there. Jay Henley, who's on that one?
Tiger's on
El
that one.
Tigre is on that one.
Yep.
Just Tiger so far announcing that one. Now, there's all sorts of players in this. I think it's just they haven't put all the teams quite together yet. You got the Los Angeles Golf Club team. That's headlined by Colin Morikawa. That'll be cool. And you got what's crazy is you've got people that have invested in these teams as well and own these teams. Like Serena and Venus Williams are part owners of the Los Angeles Golf Club team. It's pretty wild as you dive into all this.
So let me put you on the spot here. Let's just say that ESPN covers. It looks like they may. They're covering this golf league.
Yeah.
All right, and you're in this 250,000 square foot facility down in South Florida. Let's say they're playing over in Maui.
Okay.
Which one are you choosing to watch as far as, which I don't think that's going to be the case.
I don't think they're going to compete against one another. I'll certainly tune in, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So there's 2 parts of this that's very, very interesting. You've got screenplay and greenplay. They're going to have a giant 64 by 46-foot simulator powered by Full Swing. Players hit from tee boxes with real grass, fairway, rough, and sand into the screen for all tee shots and approach shots. Then, inside 50 yards, they'll transition to green play. For anything inside those 50 yards, players move to a physical, custom-built green play area larger than 4 basketball courts. Within a 3,800 square foot putting area, there will be 3 15-foot by 27-foot virtual greens by Full Swing. Each will have 189 actuators and jacks that allow the slope of the green to change, creating new looks for each hole. You know what this sounds like? It sounds like a lot of money.
I hope this place doesn't turn into a Sam's Club in the next couple of years.
It'd be a big old Sam's Club, 250,000 square feet. All right, getting into the league format. Regular season point system, 2 points for a win in regulation, 2 points for a win in overtime. If you make it to overtime and you lose, you'll get 1 point. You lose, you get 0 points, obviously. Similar to professional hockey, to the TGL, the golf league. We'll use a points-based system that includes 2 points, like I just said, and the 6 teams will compete over the course of the regular season for a spot in the playoffs. Schedule starts, January 9th. It's going to be on ESPN right after the national championship.
Oh, all right. That's good timing. That's right. That should be right in between Maui, right there at the Sony Open. It should. Well,
it'll be done.
Oh yeah.
What's the first one? Kapalua,
the Tournament of Champions,
TOC Century Tournament Champions. Yeah, and then that'll be right before. So that'll actually be on a Tuesday.
Okay,
they'll have the preview show. It'll always be on Tuesdays. It looks like the first one is after the national championship, or no, it's the day after the national championship, and then the following week it'll go to 7 p.m. Again, that's on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Very interesting.
There's a little bit more I'll dive into as well. So the top 4 teams in the regular season will advance to the playoffs. So I think there's 6 teams. So there's 2 teams that are going to be left out. It'll just be a straight semifinals, championship, and champion. What's interesting is players will have 40 seconds to hit their shot, or their team will incur a 1-stroke penalty. You know, technically the rules of golf also say that you have a 40-second shot clock, but that never gets held to.
No, it doesn't.
Ever. They're terrified to penalize PGA Tour players for slow play.
Well, and then you penalize your group, which is totally unfair, in my opinion. But yeah, they can manage the clock a lot more inside of a conditioned place like they're about to be. That's a lot easier.
Yeah. Each team has 4 timeouts per match. They can use 2 timeouts in the triple session and 2 timeouts in the single session. It's a use them or lose them situation. No carryovers. There'll also be a seasoned veteran when it comes to refereeing these top athletes in pressure situations. Our ref has experience with timeouts, shot clocks, and team sports. They'll be assisted by a golf rules expert in the booth.
Man, they're turning this into football.
It's definitely interesting. So between all the players that have signed up, the teams aren't officially official yet, but there's 224 PGA Tour wins between everybody playing, 32 major wins, and 886 weeks at somebody being ranked number 1 in the world. How long was Tiger ranked number 1 in the world?
Forever and a day. Nobody will ever be able to get to that point. But I'm looking at the
281
positive.
Weeks. So.
Looking at the positive in this, think about back when Casey Martin, the big debacle with Casey and using a golf cart.
Yeah.
It could give opportunities to some of these older guys who can't walk 18 holes now, like John. Well, John Daly still walks 18 holes.
Oh yeah,
but
why can't John walk 18 holes? Because he rips 3 packs of cigarettes and drinks 18 beers every round.
Yeah, and 18 Diet Cokes, and I think 5 Snickers bars.
Snickers.
They're
never. What is it?
What?
If you're hungry, grab a Snickers.
Yeah.
Satisfied. Here's the players in it. I'm glad you asked that. Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler, Colin Morikawa, and Matt Fitzpatrick. I think those are your 6, captains of each team. And then you've got Justin Rose, Xander Schauffele, Max Homa, Adam Scott, Billy Horschel, Tyrell Hatton, Tommy Fleetwood, Shane Lowry, Tom Kim, Keegan Bradley, Sahith Theegala, Cam Young, Patrick Cantley, Wyndham Clark, Minwoo Lee, Kevin Kisner, and Lucas Glover.
Oh, there you go.
So, what do you think?
I like it. I think whoever's going to be commentating this is going to make a difference. And I'd love to see Charles Barkley because, Barkley's done some golf announcement before when they've done the stuff, at night. But I'd love to see Barkley there. I don't know. Who are some other guys that come to mind? Nance. It'd be nice to see Nance get involved.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who's calling this.
Yeah.
Maybe we got a shot, Jay. We could certainly do that.
Be good to.
Moving to the green area where there's actuators everywhere. We'll see what the putt looks like when he gets there. I don't know. We'll find out. But I mean, it's kind of it's along every other sport. You know, basketball. We were talking about the NBA the other day, how they're doing this in-season tournament, the NBA Cup, trying to, you know, drum up some more excitement for games that maybe don't matter quite as much. You know, all these changes on the PGA Tour going in next year with the signature events, all this money being pumped in. The merger still hasn't happened. I feel like there's more separation between LIV and PGA than there ever has been. They come out with this. I think. What do you think the main premise of this is?
I don't know. My thought is, if it's not broke, try not to fix it. It hasn't been broken.
I don't think it's broke. It's like, how do you get other people to watch? I think that's the whole point of this thing, is how do you get people that aren't going to sit there and watch a golf tournament live on TV because it's so long. And that's like Beth. She's when we got together, she's like, how do you watch this on TV?
Yeah.
It's like, well, because I know some of the courses and I know what it's like to be out there.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. But, you know, sports fans, I feel like if you're a golf fan, you're a traditionalist when it comes to golf.
Yeah.
You know, but I only tune in. I tune into the majors, especially the Masters. But I'll probably tune into this just to see, and then if it's exciting, I'll keep watching it.
If I went out and polled, kids between the age of 15 and adults to the age of 30, and they were gung-ho with it, I'm all on board with it, because at the end of the day, attrition is happening every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And each day I get older, but if I do poll 300, younger adults, and this is what they want, that's what they should get.
No, the answer to this is Taylor Swift in the press box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like a crappy football game.
Yeah.
Put celebrity up there in a short skirt. Voila.
There you go. Everybody's watching the TGL. But yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, I know we got to take our top of the hour break. I want to talk a little bit more about this when we get back, and then we'll jump into some of the big games coming up this weekend. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be back with some afternoon delight.
ESPN Northwest Florida has the real local fishing report. Hi, this is Tim from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle. Join me every Friday at 4:20 during the Afternoon Underdogs. It's accurate, detailed content from local anglers, plus fishing updates on Saturday and Sunday morning right when you hit the water. Advice and stories from local anglers. Tune into the Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle Fishing Report, exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a light breeze out of the south-southeast, partly cloudy skies and 75. Slight fog and some clouds tonight, slightly colder at 64. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning followed by mostly clouds and a high of 77. The same at 77 Saturday, and we'll have mostly clouds. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumberyard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
The official radio station of Auburn University football. WGSX Nathan W. Field, Q Port St. John, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The sounds of is everywhere, and the cooler weather is back a little now and then. So that means it's time for a trip to that boot store to outfit the whole family in their favorite Western wear for that colder weather on the way. And if you need quality work clothes, check out the large selection of Carhartt work clothes, boots, and shoes available at that boot store, open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, and Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30, next to Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street in Panama City. Remember, God is good all the time.
The locals love it.
You're gonna love this. You are my favorite. It's my favorite.
Everybody's favorite. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
And welcome back back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We are and always sitting inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios. You can check them out at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Street. Lots of new vehicles in stock. $10,000 off those GMC Sierras. Great interest rates. They'll take trade-ins. They'll do your tires at cost. They'll fix your vehicle, whatever it may be. Go check them out. That's Bill Kramer GM. And then, of course, right behind it, just on there on Frankfurt, you got Kramer Marine and Outdoor. They have the CRI boat family selling Spider, Seabourn, Sundance. Even though it's not part of the CRI family, they're also selling Skeeter boats. They've had those for several months now, and you can check out all their new and used inventory at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. They are a Yamaha outboard full-line dealer. They do have a Yamaha Master Certified mechanic on staff, which is a very rare thing in the Yamaha power world. They're also Yamaha power dealers, so they got generators, all sorts of stuff. But Jay, what's one of their new services that Kramer Marine and Outdoor has? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but you know the answer.
I mean, there's a few. How about they come to you?
Mobile service. You need your boat fixed. It's on the dock. It's in the water. It's in your front yard. They'll come and hopefully get it fixed up for you. If they can't, they'll tow it back and get it done for you. Also, if you want to sell any of your a used boat that you're looking to get rid of, they'll take care of the entire selling process for you, because that can be a nightmare. Fielding calls, haggling, all that, people not showing up when they say that. It's a lot of time. Kramer Marine and Outdoor will take care of that for you. We're live and local on 104.3 in Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Just search ESPN Northwest Florida. You can also visit ESPNPC.com. Click that Listen Live button. Click the TV button. It'll take you over to FHS TV. $42 a month, over 4,000 channels. Sign up for it now, and you get all the sports action that you could possibly want. Don't forget, we got the Mosley Dolphins and Buchholz playoff game, regional quarterfinal 4S coming up tonight. 6:30 coverage. DJ, Davey Crockett, and Kyle Wright are on their way to Gainesville to bring that game live to you right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. If you can't listen to it on your radio, you can download the free mobile app inside the Google Play or Apple Store. You can listen to that whole game called right here by our ESPN Northwest Florida crew. Last but not least on that game, one of Coach Hale's sponsors, Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. It will be streaming that game live right there inside the restaurant. Again, that starts at 6:30 our time. Probably going to want to get there a little bit earlier.
I'm going to go check out some Commodore basketball this evening, 7:30 tip-off.
There you go. Got some Griffin guys there?
Yeah, there's a Griffin guy, a Griffin, Georgia guy. Let's see, who is that? Jamari Piercy.
There you go.
Jamari Piercy.
I know Rusty Cook's helping out with Gulf Coast College now. We've had him on the show before as well. So, yeah, go check out some basketball there at Gulf Coast State College.
I mean, these guys are like 6'10". There's a guy 6'10". He's a sophomore. Isaiah Nelson Ododa?
I don't know.
Yeah. 6'10".
You said you watched a little bit of the Knicks Spurs game last night.
I mean, Wembanyama. Did I say that right?
Yeah. I just call him Wemby.
Or Wemby.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Does he look like Gumby?
I don't know. 7'4", 210 pounds. Yeah, 7
It's like a praying mantis.
Yeah, and it's like I texted you last night. You would think they'd win the tip-off last night, but somebody got over him.
That's unbelievable.
It's crazy. Yeah, but no, it's 19 years old, and with Popovich, you can't. What's your thoughts on this? 19 years old, you can't hand over an NBA basketball team to a 19-year-old.
No, and I think that's kind of what they're doing. Obviously, it's his first year in the league. He's just a kid coming over from France, but yeah, I think he's like 6 minutes on, 6 minutes off. I mean, whatever happens this year, I think everybody's good with. But Pop finds another way to get a great future. He's obviously going to be a kind of a once in a generational type player if he can stay healthy. But a guy with physical characteristics like that. I know he didn't have a good game last night, but he's had a couple, and he's settling into the league, and it's fun to watch, fun to talk about. I saw a video of him and one of the just staffers on the team warming up, and he's just like a regular sized person like us, 5'10", 6 foot, whatever it may be, and him standing next to Wemby helping him warm up, and he was kind of pushing him back and doing some drills. It's pretty wild.
What do you think his birth announcement said when he was born 19 years ago?
I don't know, but those growing pains growing up were probably pretty significant.
3'7".
Yeah.
45 pounds.
Came out like a giraffe. I don't know. That's an interesting comment. Like to see what his parents were.
It's a horrible vision, and I'm going to lose sleep tonight.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's what came to mind. You said it, not me, Jay. I was just elaborating on your comment.
Yeah.
But yeah, get back to this golf league thing real quick. I asked you if you thought, what the deal is. Is it, who do you think it's going to appeal to? But being an operator on the green grass side for as long as I have, if more people get interested in golf, whether it's watching this golf league, this virtual golf league, and it makes you want to go play more golf, then I'm good with it. Because that's the name of the game, is getting more people. Simulators are great. Top Golf's great. All this stuff is great. But at the end of the day, nothing compares to playing golf on a real golf course. Because that's how golf's supposed to be played. So if this kind of stuff gets more people involved in the game and excited about the game of golf, coming and getting lessons from you, joining the club, joining our local pass, all that good stuff, then it's good stuff.
Me being around the game as much and with you as well, Ryan, most of the students that I talk to, there's a couple of things they want to see. They want to see the ball fly in the air.
Yep.
All right. How can I put backspin on it? You got all that stuff that can't be factored into a simulator, and that's my only. I'm not trying to be negative.
Well, you can see the ball for sure on the simulator.
Well, yeah, but to actually see it in the air, it's almost like the F-16s that fly around the. You put that on a simulator. I mean, it's not as cool.
A lot of those the F-16s don't even have pilots in them.
I know. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Little orange-tailed ones?
Yep.
Yeah, they're drones.
Yep.
You were talking about virtual stuff, and this kind of applies to me because I play like Golf Rival.
Yeah.
On my phone, and that's fun, and I'm addicted, and I've spent money, buying clubs and balls and things like that. But I've also gone to the driving range. And the two are night and day.
Oh, there's no comparison.
But that Golf Rival did kind of pique my interest but there's nothing like the feel of when you hit that ball correctly on a driving range or I'm assuming out in the golf course.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to kill nobody, so I'm not on the courses anywhere. But
all good. Yeah, no, that's a great point. I mean, just a little bit of golf action that you're doing through a video game,
and
so to speak.
Feel that you feel when you hit it right.
Oh, yeah.
When you hit it wrong, you know it. But when you hit it right, all of a sudden you feel it through your whole body. Oh, my God, I did that right.
Yeah.
What did Roy McAvoy say when you hit a perfect golf shot?
No,
perfect golf shot. I don't. The tuning fork, like in your loins or something like that. There's a quote from Tin Cup. I can't remember it word for word.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But
it's been a while for me, but what a great movie that one is.
I'm trying to see how quick I can. I don't know. I was
going to pull up porn and all kinds of stuff on there.
Oh man!
You said loins.
That's true. Well, that's kind of gets back to what he was saying. It might be when he was teaching Rene Russo.
Oh, okay. In the very beginning.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do. Yeah, I can't remember all the details to that one, but yeah.
There's a lot of good quotes from that movie, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, getting back to I'll stop reading live on the air. No, it's all good. But yeah, I mean, it's if it gets people to vote. I mean, it's cool. It's the same thing. You're seeing so much more of technology being used for entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some other stuff. The NHL All-Star competitions got a lot more technological driven stuff.
Golden Tee,
yeah. We had the have you talked to him in a while? How do you do in the tournament? We need a follow-up.
I know, we do need a follow-up on Golden Tee. But the whole virtual thing, it's
this
intriguing.
Is kind of a half and half. You've got, but they're actually in, most golf simulators, you're hitting off some kind of turf. This 64-foot by 48 screen, they're hitting off of real grass into the simulator. So it's got some crossover. Obviously, this isn't something the general public could ever do because it sounds like this facility was extremely expensive, and maybe it'll be cool to watch.
I like the birds chirping. I like the wind blowing. I like, I like all those things,
Yeah.
I like, but
you can still do that, too.
How so?
By going and playing on a golf course.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But
they probably got birds chirping in a simulator.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be easy enough to do.
Oh, yeah, they do. The ambiance. Absolutely. Masters music being pumped in by Yanni. I feel like I'm outside right now playing golf.
Is that a whippoorwill?
A whippoorwill. It was a swallowtail. It's a house wren.
That's a possum tail.
Possum tail. Gotta watch out for those. They're thick. Possum pie up there in Arkansas.
It's a peckerwood.
Yeah. Well, how much wood could... No, that's a...
No.
But you think Bill Belichick gets fired this weekend if they don't win?
Ooh, man! I mean, they're what 2-6 now, 2-7.
Yep, going over 2-7, going over to Germany. Got a big matchup against who are they playing this weekend? If they come back losing, I know it's not going to be good. I think they're playing the Colts, right? Going over there, Germany to play the Colts. I should know that.
Well, my thing is if Bill Belichick does, get fired, where does he go from here? I mean, I think he
yes, the Colts. Sorry, the
he's
Colts
had
are
his day in the sunshine, if you will. And I think that at this point he needs to probably hang it up and go to a booth.
Well, let me ask you this.
Take us $20 million and go play golf?
Yeah.
Or there you go.
Lots of money. Do you fire a guy like Bill Belichick, or do you let this season play out, albeit as bad as it is, and then kind of let him part ways? Because he's he's almost the winningest coach of all time. I think he still needs 27 or 28 more victories, and obviously he's won the most Super Bowls out of any other coach out there. Can you fire a guy like that, especially when the relationship he has with Robert Kraft? I think everybody knows he's probably not going to be the coach of the Patriots next year because it's time.
Yeah.
But do you wait till the offseason and you're not firing Bill Belichick, you're agreeing to mutually part ways?
We've had this conversation before, and not with Bill Belichick, but I mean, it's that whole, you say it best, and I don't know how you say it, but what have you done for me lately type situation.
Yeah. But you got to give him some credit for what he's done. The dynasty that the Patriots were for so long.
Yeah, and it goes back to what I was saying a few weeks ago when I was reading Vince Dooley's book about how Georgia basically just said, hey, we're done with you. But what about the last 30 years that Vince Dooley built that program up at UGA? And I think we've got to give him credit for what he's done. I know he went through that little scandalous deal back. Was he part of that?
No, that was Robert Kraft.
Oh, okay, never mind.
The old Saji Poo.
I got you.
Him and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, give him the shadow of the doubt. Let him make his own.
That's what I think.
People know when it's time to exit left.
Yep.
I mean, that's just my thought on it. People know. Yep. And so let it play out. I mean, get a good draft.
I don't think he's not going to. He won't be the coach next year, but I hope they don't fire him this season. That's kind of the Boston Globe was reporting that if they don't win this game over in Germany against the Colts, there's a chance that he could be fired. Of course, there's a chance he could be fired. But I don't think Robert Kraft is. You remember? You probably don't, but Tom Landry. He was fired after doing but that was Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones fired Tom Landry, who was at the time, he was the dude in Dallas.
Yeah.
Won the Super Bowls, and he just fired him.
Yeah.
I don't think Kraft does that to Belichick. What do you think, Smitty?
No, I think it's a graceful out, like when a politician gets caught doing something wrong, they say, well, you can resign.
Yes.
And so he'll say, well, it's come my time. I did this, I did that, blah, blah, blah. I want to thank you all for being here. Good night, everybody. I'm going to go spend my money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And gracefully walks away and writes a book.
Do you think he coaches again?
I don't think so. I mean,
do you think the record of all-time winningest NFL coach matters to him?
I think so, yeah. I mean, nobody ever leaves on their terms typically, and you always want to leave on good terms. And a lot of times it doesn't happen that way. They're either booted out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I don't think he goes back and coaches. He's had his day in the sunshine, like I said, but it's that whole pride thing. And I think if he can just let the pride and ego kind of set and move on, man, there's so much. Man, he can go play golf, like Smitty said, right? I mean, you got $20 million to go play golf, enjoy the rest of your life.
Sit back and write a book. He'll probably write a book first.
Yeah. But if you've been doing it for he's been coaching literally forever. I don't know when he started, but he's been in the league for a long time. When that's all you know and all you do, it's got to be hard to walk away from that, right? It kind of goes back to the Nick Saban thing. When's Nick going to retire? He just got to, who knows?
But at what point
is enough?
Yeah, and what point are you waking up and doing the same thing over and over and over again? And you're not getting good results, right? I mean, your team would be 6-2 versus 2-6 if you were getting good results. But he may be set in his ways at his ripe age of whatever he may be.
I think 71 or 72. I think he's 72.
Yeah. Man, let this younger generation come in. I mean, let a 30-year-old, 35-year-old come in and run the organization.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Don Shula hanging out at the career wins of 328, according to Wikipedia. I thought he was at 347. Yes, 347 is how many wins Don Shula has, most wins of all time. That must be, the 328 must be regular season wins. So I think he's still got a long way. It would take probably at least 3 seasons to break that record, and that is a long time. That is a lot more work and a lot more effort, but arguably, one of the greatest coaches of all time. The debate goes back and forth. Was it Brady? Was it Belichick? Was it Brady? Was it Belichick? Why can't it just be a combination of Brady and Belichick? Doesn't have to be one of them. Because Bill's always had the keys to the Patriot. He picks all the draft picks. He picks all the players. He gets all the trades. And Kraft kind of let him do that for a long time. And now the league is getting faster. It's getting tougher to play defense. And I think it's kind of passing him by a little bit. But big matchup for them coming up in Germany. I hope they get the win on that one.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. Michigan. We don't talk about it a whole lot because I don't want Michigan Eddie to get upset at me. But
Michigan Eddie's in the hospital.
Oh, no.
Oh,
yeah.
What? Is he okay?
I don't know. He's okay.
Yeah.
But he's going to be in there for a little while.
Gotcha.
So we can talk bad about him.
Oh,
goodness.
Michigan Eddie.
He can take it.
I know he can.
He can take it.
He's got the toughest skin on it, but he dishes it, so you got to be able to take it if he dishes
That's right.
it. That's
he
for
knows
sure.
that.
But it's actually kind of, Michigan had a response yesterday to this whole thing. They had a 10-page response to the Big Ten, citing numerous reasons objecting to any discipline to be handed down on the program or Coach Jim Harbaugh. Some of those include their points being it's not uneducated, it's uneducated rule violations cannot be the basis for a sportsmanship action. Commissioner Tony Patetti lacks the authority to punish Harbaugh under the league's sportsmanship policy. Disciplinary action at this time would be highly disproportionate given the broader regulatory context of the case. A lot of people are saying this whole sign stealing thing is a sportsmanship issue. And there's also been other people that have come out and said, people have been stealing signs and doing this stuff forever. We talked yesterday about how Michigan was accusing other teams of doing the same thing and having physical evidence. So it's just kind of wild.
It is wild.
Michigan's been doing what everybody else has been doing, only doing it better.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it,
Yeah, it's kind of the whole...
They took it up a notch.
Yeah, I heard Colin Cowherd say yesterday after our show, he was talking about the SEC, and, SEC's been buying players for the history of the SEC, and they're not quote unquote as dominant as they've been in years prior, even though they have the most teams ranked in the college football playoff. But now with NIL and all this, everybody can do it, and that's why you see so much more parity, because you can do it.
So NIL did open up, do you mean to tell me that they can write up a contract to a player and be like, hey, we'll get you? I'm surely not, right?
Not verbatim like that, but it's, hey, if you come and play football with us, I can get you some cash money from this collective or this NIL person, whatever it'll be.
If you get some money, nobody's going to come after you.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to have to do something about it. Right now, the top 10 highest paid college athletes paid through NIL. Bronny James is number 1. He plays for USC.
Okay.
Basketball, obviously. $6.1 million. Do you know who's next? It's a football player.
I was going to say Caleb Williams.
No, Caleb Williams is on the list, but he's not next.
I keep saying Bo Nix.
Bo Nix is actually in the top 10 as well.
Oh.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
But number 2, think of
Penix.
Flashy. Nope. Penix isn't even on the top 10.
You said Flashy?
Flashy.
It's gotta be what's his face's son.
Yep. Bingo.
Oh, yeah.
Shador Sanders, $3.8 million. Number 3 on the list, 2 players from LSU in the top 10, both female. You know who number 3 on the list is? It's not Angel Reese. She's number 9 at 1.7. Livy Dunn, $3.2 million. She's a gymnast for LSU. Social media is massive and all that stuff, getting $3.2 million. Number 4 on the list, I know we got a break here in a second, Arch Manning, who hadn't even played a snap at Texas, probably won't play a snap at Texas this year unless the backup quarterback to Quinn Ewers gets hurt, and he might be able to come in $2.9 million in NIL. Caleb Williams, 2.6, Travis Hunter, 1.8, Evan Stewart, 1.7, Bo Nix, 1.7, Angel Reese, 1.7, and then Drake May from North Carolina, rounding out the top 10 highest paid from the NIL college athletes.
So these coaches are state employees, like UGA, like Kirby Smart's a Georgia State employee. Are these employees
No,
through the? They're not.
It's the NIL. It's the collective. It's okay. You own a business. You want to kick in a couple $1 million to make sure this athlete's playing for us. Whatever.
Kind of sounds like an LLC to me.
It does.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Washing money.
Put the blame on anybody.
Yeah. And the NIL was designed to allow kids to make money off their name, image, and likeness. But because it wasn't regulated, it just became basically pay for play.
I've got high school football players texting me on Instagram going, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me.
There you go.
So yeah. So anyways, I'm doing my best.
Golfers? Football
players.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah, it's some crazy stuff, that's for sure. But I mean, I always thought, that, like we talked about either a couple days ago or earlier this week when David was mentioning, these kids make money for the universities. And so they should get a little piece. But again, it goes back to, if I want to go sign a bunch of autographs and get paid to do it, I'm using my name, my image, and my likeness to make that money. That's what Johnny Manziel got into a lot of trouble for doing. And they actually kicked it under the rug and all that. But it's been going on forever. It's just...
it's kind of got to go back to, you've got to sit through, man.
Hold your thoughts.
Okay.
We'll take a break and we'll jump back into it because I know Alan's going to be calling in a few minutes after the 12:20 break. But you are listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
There is nothing more special than a Saturday between the hedges in Athens, Georgia. There's no chance Georgia loses this game, and we're all going to go ring the bell on campus and head over to the taco stand downtown. It's going to be a great day in Athens, Georgia tomorrow.
My man, speaking from experience, painting the picture right there. I love that.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Partly cloudy the remainder of the day with temps near 75 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. A variety of slight fog and some clouds tonight, very little wind, and a temperature of 64. About the same tomorrow around 77 with slight fog in the morning and then mostly clouds. Hot with a high around 77 and mostly cloudy Saturday. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The holidays can be a stressful time for you and your pets. If you plan on hosting events in your home, it is important that you make sure your dog is prepared and comfortable. Brought to you by the Humane Society of Bay County. Holidays with Dogs and Guests is an hour-long class that will help you understand your dog's behaviors and how to correct them in a busy setting. Learn commands, distractions, and ways to redirect unwanted behavior by joining us November 11th at 10 a.m. Class will be held at our thrift and gift store. For more details and to register, visit adoptme.org or call 850-640-4708.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Back to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
It's alive! Look alive!
We're alive! On ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming up at the end of this segment, 1240, we'll be taking the fifth caller. The fifth caller will have an opportunity to play the Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Fall Football Finale. We got a trivia question lined up today about the alligator. If you get that question right, you'll be one of 5 finalists to your chance to win a pair of tickets to the FSU Florida game coming up on November 25th, right down there in Gainesville, which is where the Mosley Dolphins Buchholz game is going to be this evening, 6:30 p.m. our time. ESPN Northwest Florida will be on the coverage. David Hayes and Kyle Wright, and you can check all that good stuff out there. It's going to be a good time.
Yes, sir.
FSU, man, I'd love to go. I just love to go to the Swamp to see the atmosphere. But then, let alone the atmosphere at a game at the Swamp, but then have it be FSU as well.
And the last game of the season, and man,
much on the line.
All the stars aligning.
We appreciate Chris Kramer and Bill Kramer, GM, for sponsoring that ticket giveaway. We're excited to go hang out there next Thursday. We got Alan Sandage on the line. Alan, how are you?
I'm well, man. How are you guys?
Good. Can I use your new title yet?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Let me make sure I get it right. You're the sports director for ESPN Richmond.
Yeah, I'm an upgrade.
Well,
I went from second fiddle to Jay, and I branched out and started my own band now.
Hey, we are certainly excited for you and proud of you.
Yes, sir.
And now we can say we've got the sports director from ESPN Richmond joining us to cap games and all that good stuff.
So cool, man.
Yeah, you guys are on a roll, man. If we can get Keith a job, you're gonna have quite the tree.
That's right. Yes, our whatever you want to call it, sports radio talking.
The branches are thick. The branches are thick, man.
Yeah, those branches don't break.
That's right.
No doubt about that. So don't forget us when you are running the entire sports world when it comes to betting and all that good stuff. My first question I'm going to ask you, and I did some betting on the Maction last night as well in the Hard Rock app, and I took all three favorites with the points in a little parlay, and that did come through. But what do you think about the guy betting we talked about it to open the show, betting $1 million plus 10.5 for them to only get smoked?
Yeah, I just talked to the gentleman I replaced. I was telling him about it, and I'll be honest with you, man. Like, in my opinion, you got to be the biggest fish to fall for that. Like, this sports book just opened less than 48 hours ago, and you can go to Vegas right now, and if you dropped $1 million, you're getting flagged, and it's probably not going to go through unless you got some real clout. So I don't even know that there's anybody that could just walk into a sports book that just opened and drop $1 million and not have like any issues. So the fact that they willingly accepted that so quickly lets you know how dumb your bet was. Like, that was a really dumb bet.
I mean, like, what's this guy doing this morning? Is he sitting in a dark closet sucking his thumb?
If you've got $1 million to drop on a MAC game plus 10.5, you've obviously got some disposable. Or maybe he owed a lot of people money and he needed to get it right. But yeah, and I think Hard Rock Sportsbook has been around for a while. It's just the ability to bet mobily and not be at one of the Seminole Hard Rock casinos here in the state of Florida. So I'm sure, but they got $1 million more in their book after last night.
I mean, it's just the idea of somebody having $1 million in hand.
Yeah, just
putting it on your book.
Just chilling in Florida.
Like, yeah, sure.
That's crazy.
Sure. But
how do you bet that online?
Maybe he heard about the FedEx guys turn around and he thought he could do it too, but it doesn't work that way, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I didn't send you any games, Alan, for capping, but if there's any you want to jump into, maybe a couple on the college side and a couple on the NFL side, and give us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, my favorite college line is getting 14.5 with Duke against North Carolina in a rivalry game. Duke's defense is pretty solid, man. I think I was on here, a couple weeks ago saying that, I thought they would cover against Florida State. And the Carolina's been struggling to just finish games. 14.5 is a lot of points in any rivalry game, so I like that one.
Why do you think it's so big in that? I would have never thought your spread would have been that big in that game.
I have to check the injury report, but maybe the quarterback's hurt.
Or is it still Riley Leonard's backup?
Yeah, but even if he's hurt, I didn't get the impression that that it was that big of a drop off. I really didn't.
No, it didn't seem like the play anyway.
The game. Yeah, it's wild. And then I know everybody wants to know about the game in Kentucky, Alabama, Kentucky. I was leaning a little bit to taking the points with Kentucky, but I think a better play would probably be a first half or a half play. So, like, if you like Bama to win, I think they're going to cover the second half. If you like Kentucky to maybe cover, then I think you should just take them in that first half, because once those adjustments get made, you're going to see the cream rise to the top, I think.
Yeah. It's on the road up there in Lexington, and was it 10.5 right now?
Yeah, about 10.5.
Why is it doing this? Oh, the Riley Leonard thing. I found out. Was that you, Jay? I was talking to somebody, and Riley Leonard's dad. Oh, it was my Golf Now rep. Riley Leonard's dad is actually the director of golf over there at Kraft Farms.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
in Alabama.
Yeah, in Gulf Shores.
Huh.
Yep. Fun fact. Anyway, sorry. I was thinking about that. Go ahead, Jay.
And let's see. I like Mizzou at home against Tennessee. I think that might be a nice little spot. And then for my upset special I called this morning on our radio show was UCF upsetting Oklahoma.
That would be something. That's for sure.
Oklahoma State.
I think it's Oklahoma State because I think they already played Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma State. So I was explaining to the host, there's a gambling angle about taking teams off the high, fading them off the high. That was a very important game last week. One, because it's a rivalry with Bedlam, but two, because everybody wants to stick it to Texas and Oklahoma before they go to the SEC. And so they got the job done, and I just feel like traveling to UCF, Gus's team has been inconsistent, but one thing they've never lacked is talent, and I think that they are going to catch these guys a little bit sleepy.
Well, and UCF has a local star here as well, tight end Randy Pittman. He was a baller here at Mosley High School, and he's now at UCF, and he's been getting a lot of action. He had a huge third down conversion against Oklahoma a couple weeks ago, so always pulling for those Golden Knights there a little bit. But yeah, 2.5 point underdog in that one, and like you were saying, it looks like most of the money is on UCF in that one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot for college as well.
Let me ask you about one. What's going to happen in this Michigan-Penn State game? I'm very surprised that it's an 11 o'clock Central, a 12 p.m. game. You would think Penn State would align this, and they probably don't have the control of it, would align it up to be a night game and a whiteout and all that stuff. There's going to be some interesting signage going on at that game, that no pun intended, from some fans on the Penn State sideline, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, Penn State doesn't have the pull for that, but I know for a fact Michigan does not want a whiteout at Penn State. No, I don't think anybody volunteers for a whiteout because it's always tough. So I'm pretty sure when the scheduling was done, Michigan influence probably pushed that more so than Penn State. But it looks like it should have been a whiteout, right? Like it seems like the marquee game they would do. I'm still saying that Michigan is just a better team, and I know that there's a lot of distractions going on, but it's the players have been shielded. Like, they're not going to get in trouble. Everything is involving their coach.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's enough of a distraction to Harbaugh to have him somehow not be able to, like, he could put this team on autopilot, and I think they should still beat Penn State is what I'm trying to say. So I still like Michigan. But what would be crazy is if they came down and fired him at halftime or something like that. But that ain't going to happen.
No, it seems like Michigan's trying to make this a sportsmanship thing, saying there wasn't anything illegal done, and I think the saga is going to drag out for a while, that's for sure. Does Florida have any chance to beat LSU before we jump into a couple NFL games?
I don't think so, but if Mr. Kramer's in studio, then for sure.
He's not.
Okay, yeah, I don't think so.
I do need Auburn to beat Arkansas on the road, though, this weekend, because 6.5 was their total, and they've got Arkansas, New Mexico State, and Alabama still. Feel good about the New Mexico State one, but if there's the other two to win, this is the one to hopefully win. So it's going to be a tough matchup up there is that Fayetteville, where Arkansas is? Is that right, Jay?
Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yeah, is that where University of Arkansas is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Or is it Little Rock?
I was there 2 years ago.
Nice. There you go. Woo Pig. Not this time. War Eagle. All right, let's jump into some NFL games. We'll save the biggest game of the week for last. Any Let's have some fun with this one because this is very bizarre to me. The Atlanta Falcons are a 1.5-point favorite over the Arizona Cardinals. What am I missing here? Why are they only a 1.5 favorite?
Because they're the Falcons.
I guess. They're still 4-5. They're a game behind in the division. And they got Taylor Heineke at quarterback.
They got beat by a backyard football team.
Josh Dobbs has started every game this year.
Yeah.
Not that one. He didn't start that one.
Hold on. The Falcons got beat by Will Levis, who had just got thrown into a game, and then they got beat by Dobbs, who had just landed on his flight.
Literally.
So why would you give them any kind of love going against any team right now?
That's
like,
true.
The fact that they're favored is almost kind of absurd. And I think the only reason why they're favored is because the assumption is that the Cardinals are not trying to win football games.
Makes sense. They're tanking.
Yeah. Is Kyler Murray back?
Yeah, Kyler Murray's back, but I don't think
that changes anything.
Yeah, I don't think it changes anything. And for real, this is more of a testament to Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is the worst head coach in football, man. I'm telling you, I didn't like Josh McDaniels, and I think Josh McDaniels is terrible, but Josh McDaniels still is probably, in my mind, a better coach than Arthur Smith. If you listen to what he says in the interviews, look at a game, like a Falcons game, unfortunately, I've watched too many, but this guy has no clue what to do with this team. He spent 5 minutes having to explain why Bijan Robinson, who they used so much draft capital for, hasn't had any touches in the red zone in the last 2 weeks, basically. And the things he says just doesn't make any sense. So it's hard to give them too many points because they're just an unpredictable team right now.
And I mean, you hear from the Falcon Nation and stuff, but if Arthur Smith loses to the Cardinals by 2 touchdowns this weekend, maybe Arthur Blanks goes ahead and pulls the trigger, and he won't have no blanks.
And I think he'd have to at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Last I checked, Arthur Smith is worth $1 billion, and his daddy's worth like $7 million. He might end up having his dad buy the team.
That could happen, just so he could do a terrible job coaching.
Yeah.
All right, one quick one, just because it's intriguing as heck for me, and that's the Jets and the Raiders. Currently, the Jets are a half-point favorite in this football game. All the money is on Las Vegas and Aiden O'Connell, but I want to get your thoughts on this one. I know Keith is out there in Las Vegas.
This is a scary spot right here because you sometimes see the shine from a new coach coming in wearing off around the second or third game, but the Jets they're officially deflated.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell by the interviews, man. Like, from the coach down to the players, like, nobody. It just seems like there's more stuff going on behind the scenes. And they just don't believe in Zach Wilson anymore. Like, it's just not looking positive. And the Raiders are at an all-time high with some of their morale right now. So I'm backing it. I didn't put it in my contest pick because I was just a smidge worried, but I'm willing to throw it in a parlay that the Raiders win.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of where I was at on this one. I was like, man, that half a point with the Raiders just kind of seems to me a no-brainer, but then at the same time you're like, okay, what if Aiden O'Connell just sucks and the Jets defense actually plays really well and they score a couple defensive touchdowns and this game's like 13-10, and then you're like, why did I bet it? All right, let's talk about it. It's the big one. One of the best teams in the AFC versus one of the best teams in the NFC. Just down the road, we'll be heading there tomorrow right after the show, and that's the Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, we better whip the Jags, man. I'm sorry, and I know you might have some Jags fans listening. They're not on our level, and we're going to be as healthy as we've been since week 1, unless Trent doesn't play, and I still don't care. I don't want to hear it. If we don't win by at least 10 or more, I'm going to be flaming Kyle Shanahan and everybody else on the team. There's not Fred Warner and Trent. Everybody's getting flamed.
Yeah.
Because we're better, man, and we have to win. Like, there's absolutely no excuse to drop 4 in a row.
No,
and you coming off a bye too, you have to win.
Coming off a bye, Debo's healthy. Trent's supposed to practice today. You get Chase Young in the offseason. All your guys are a lot healthier. Christian's healthy. Brock's not concussed anymore. This game, they have to show up. There is no doubt about that. So with that being said, if you were to bet on it, are you taking the Niners -3?
I do believe I got the 90s in my contract.
Ooh. Hopefully that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, like, that's my expectation. Although I will say, and I talked to my dad about it last night, he's been a Niner fan all his life, and I'm confused how being on the sideline is any different than being in the booth. I get it for offensive coordinators, and I need to ask my host for the first show. He's a former coach. But, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. As a defensive coordinator, I feel like you see more of the field, and it works better if you're up top than on the sideline. But, like, offensive coordinator, I can understand because you want to talk to your guy. But, yeah, hopefully Wilkes gets it together, man. There's absolutely no excuse.
Yeah, I mean, and the only thing I can think of is it's like a culture, and he's right there with them and can, like, talk to them in their face kind of thing. I don't know. I'm hoping it's all positive. But, Alan, we appreciate your time again. And, again, I'm just going to keep saying congratulations because he's the new sports director of ESPN Richmond. Not only to mention he's a betting expert. And where can they find you when you're not on the air up there?
You can find me on Twitter, and honestly, the podcasting stuff, they made me sign a contract, and I thought I understood the language, but I just want to be sure before I run around and be running my mouth. But, like, most of my stuff on Twitter is just me just doing sports gambling, and that's perfectly fine. And then feel free to navigate our website. You guys just had the JMU golf coach on for the women's, and I'm planning to do more things with JMU. So if you have any like interest in anybody out in your area that's a college playing in an Atlantic 10 or ACC team, you can more than welcome find all that stuff on our website at ESPN Richmond.
There you go. Nice. Appreciate you, Alan, very much, and we'll be hopefully pulling those Niners to a victory over there in Jacksonville this weekend.
I'll be texting you.
Yeah, sounds good. You guys are listening to The Inside Drive. That was Alan Sandage. We'll be right back for our last segment of the day.
ESPN Northwest Florida, your home for Mike Greenberg.
The Giants have hit rock bottom. I'm not sure how much worse things can get than they are. The Giants look as bad as an NFL team can possibly look. They're not winning another game this year. With right. Tommy DeVito as their quarterback? Is Danny DeVito a better quarterback? Have you watched them play offense? This team cannot throw a pass. What the hell is going on?
Greeny. Weekdays on ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
At Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, you can find all the necessary items for an unforgettable fishing experience. From pin rods and reels to the best hand-tied rigs in Florida, we have it all. With the help of our friendly and knowledgeable staff, you can be sure that you have the right gear to make that big catch. Come experience a great local bait and tackle shop located directly off 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach, located just 5 miles west of Pier Park.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
We're starting fresh.
Fresh when you start.
Locally sourced, Farm to Radio. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is live and local. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay, I had one job, Jay. And we've done it 3 times already, and I've been talking about it all show.
Welcome to my life, Ron.
There you go. You're just rubbing off on me. That's what it is. We are going to take the 5th caller right now, 850-215-6290. That's the Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Fall Football Finale. As soon as we get the 5th caller on the line, we will have a trivia question about an alligator. If you get that right, you will get a chance to win a pair of tickets to the FSU Florida game. And just like that, we already have our 5th caller, Jay Henley. Who do we got on the line?
Steve from Maine.
Oh, Steve from Maine. I'm going to pretend I don't know who Steve from Maine is, but I already know then he's going to get the trivia question correct because I know Steve.
What's the weather like in Maine, Steve?
Well, we don't have any alligators in Maine, so I'm at a bit of a disadvantage.
Bit of a disadvantage. But yes, what is the, here it is, is the pounds per square inch that an alligator can close their jaws with? I've got 3 chances here. You've got 500 pounds, 5,000 pounds, or 2,000 pounds per square inch. What is it there, Steve?
Well, I got to go for the middle one, 2,000.
You are correct. Good job.
Way to go, Steve.
It is. That's quite a bit of force there that an alligator can certainly close their job with. Hey, Steve, hopefully you won't be working that day, and if we call your name on Thursday the 16th, you'll have an opportunity, or you'll be the winner with the pair of tickets to UF and Florida State. Steve, who's your favorite college football team?
I lived for 5 years in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, so I'm still a big Razorback fan.
There you go.
Right.
I need the Auburn Tigers to win up there this weekend, and because I got over 6.5 on the win total. So,
Steve, is the possum pie a legitimate thing in Arkansas? Do we still know this? No?
Oh, my God.
You've been talking about the possum pie since the get-go.
You had to go there, didn't you?
I mean, we've got an Arkansas guy on the phone.
That's true. I mean, who better knows?
Yeah, I think it's popular at the Roadkill Diner.
Okay,
there you go.
I got you.
Oh, man. Steve, did you get a chance to watch any of the Breeders' Cup a couple weeks ago?
I actually went over to Ebro for 2 days.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Yeah. Bet 3 races, won 2, lost 1.
Hey, that's 66% right there. That's pretty solid, that's for sure. Yes, we've probably talked about it before, but when I was up in New Jersey, I had just finished my one of my internships up there before the Breeders' Cup graced Monmouth Park's presence, and I would have loved to see the Breeders' Cup in person, because that's like, the Breeders' Cup's like the season finale, kind of one of the bigger horse racing events, correct?
It's amazing. It's the best horses from all over the world who show up at whatever racetrack is the host, and it is the Super Bowl. It is it's the be all and end all of thoroughbred racing.
There you go.
Wonderful 2 days.
Absolutely. Where was it this year?
It was in Santa Anita.
I was going to guess.
Next year it's in Del Mar, California.
Ooh, there you go. A lot of horse racing out there, Jay Henley.
Yes, sir.
But yes, Steve, make sure you stay tuned for next Thursday, and we appreciate you calling in and getting the trivia question right. Jay, do you remember what the pounds was per square inch?
Pounds per square inch, 2,000.
There you go.
Yes.
A ton of pressure.
Are you driving all the way down from Maine, Steve, to get some of these tickets if you win them?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't miss an opportunity to go to the swamp.
That's right. That's it.
1,600 miles from Portland to Panama City Beach.
Ooh-wee.
There you go. You can just do it in one day.
Or sue-wee.
No sue-wee. War Eagle. Steve, we appreciate the phone call. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
See you.
There you go. Do you know he changed his name in our Bay Point Fantasy Football League, even though he's playing all the way from Maine?
No, he did. What is it?
Dynasty Slayer.
Oh, I like it.
I don't. You better not beat me this week. I'm 9-0, and all it takes is one loss in the playoffs, and you're out, just like real football.
Do you think you'll be out of the playoffs? You should be fine.
No, I'm saying make to the playoffs, and then all it takes is losing that first playoff matchup, and you're out.
Yep.
Just
talk to the Braves about that.
We're going to make the play. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And it happens a lot on the football side of things as well. You still paying attention to your stuff?
What's that? No.
Mm-mm. T said she moved some of your players around for you this morning.
Yeah, she did. I'm like, hey, take my phone, just do what you want to do. But she wants me to beat her husband because I'm against him this week. So,
well, that should be easy because I scored the least amount of points I scored all season long and still beat him by like 40.
Did you?
Yeah. Poor Jason. His team just when he drafted it, I kind of knew what was going to transpire. But all good there. Another Thursday night football game coming up tonight, Jay.
Who do we have?
Barn burner. The 2-7 Chicago Bears versus the 1-7. I think it's 1-7. Might be 1-9. Carolina Panthers.
Is that an Amazon-sponsored game?
Yes, Thursday is always on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
We've talked about this. I don't know why you struggle with it so much, but yeah, big matchup coming up tonight. What do you think? Who do you like?
The Bears and who?
Bears and the Panthers.
Bears and the Panthers. Oh, man.
A wildlife matchup.
Yeah, I was going to say who would win. That's the only way I'm looking at this. I think the Panthers quicker than the Bear. Let's go Bears.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah. I mean, I would think that the Panther.
You would think. But yeah, currently the Bears are a 3.5-point favorite. Over-under is 37.5. A lot of unders have been hitting. Panthers money line plus 145. The Bears minus 175. Remember, Badgett still starting for the Chicago Bears, the backup quarterback, because Justin Fields' thumb is not fully healed up yet. Bryce Young trying to right the ship a little bit, throw less interceptions. I think he threw 3 last week, so it's a matchup of two rough teams. But that's kind of par for the course for Thursday night football a little bit. But I would take Chicago minus 3.5 in this one. It's at home. Badgett's been running a bunch too, and Carolina's got a decent defense, but tough matchup, that's for sure.
They're in kill mode right now, I'm sure. I mean, it's getting winter time. They're ready to hibernate. So
Bears in general.
Bears, yeah.
Yeah, I guess depending on what part of the country you're in. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You also got a football game going on tonight. It's Louisville and Virginia. Number 11 ranked Louisville. I know Smitty does not like the Cardinals, as he is a big Wildcat fan.
Yeah. Boo. Yes, boo.
There you go.
Boo. But I'm worried about Alabama. I got to worry about Alabama first.
Yeah, that's true.
Then on the 25th, I'll worry about Louisville.
You guys got a tough rest of the way going on.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But it's basketball season as well. How are they doing so far in basketball?
I don't know.
Yeah. It just started.
I've been focused.
Yeah.
I've been focused.
Football.
I have to keep my mojo focused.
Yeah. If you deviate from the focus, bad things happen in the sports world.
That's right. That's right. So the Cardinals are playing who again?
Virginia.
Oh, okay.
But Virginia beat UNC, I think, a couple weeks ago or something like. It just that's off the top.
Yeah.
I think they've won a couple against teams that they shouldn't. They're on the up and up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Remind everybody your tip of the week, because I really liked your tip of the week.
The hammer and nail.
The hammer and nail.
Yeah. So if you take your club and use it as a hammer, and you take a tee and use it as a nail, you want to put your tee at a 45-degree angle next to your golf ball, and you want to feel like you're trying to hammer that nail.
And when you say a 45-degree angle next to your golf ball, you are addressing the golf ball and kind of visualizing where your swing path would come into impact, right? And that's where you want the tee to be in the way.
That's right. Yeah, and just try to hammer that tee right into the ground. That's going to get that angle of attack a lot steeper.
But you don't want to throw your hands. You don't want to cast, right? No casting. Because if you cast, you're going to chop down. You got to keep those hands and then hammer in a nail.
And let me, because there's 14 clubs,
Is
right?
that a swing or is that a chopping?
No chop. No chop. No chop in golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
it's chopping back here.
Yeah, that's why I said you don't want to ever do that casting. You don't want to throw those hands out like you're fishing.
Yeah.
You want to hold them as long as you can. It's hard.
And make sure you have the proper club, an 8-iron, 9-iron, pitching wedge.
Don't do it with the driver.
Don't do it with the driver because there'll be bad things.
Whew, everybody's putting sky marks on their driver.
You'll have wrist issues.
That's one of those things too. People when they pop a driver up, they think they teed it up too high or whatever. It's physically impossible to hit underneath a ball with a driver and hit it up in the air. The reason why you sky a driver is because you're chopping or you're coming extremely steep on it, and you're basically undercutting that ball with the top of the club face.
You got to hit it on the upswing.
Got to hit it on the upswing. And a good way to do that, just put that ball up front off your left foot or your right foot if you're a left-handed golfer. Just get a little angle in your shoulder. A little angle at address helps.
To me like you'd be putting backspin on it, though.
No. Backspin's on every shot.
Yep.
It's just the ball is always rotating backwards. Now, sometimes when it hits the ground and runs out, then it's spinning. But the ball that's a very common misconception. Is people say, I put topspin on that shot.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. It's always backspinning, except with the driver, it should be backspinning a lot less.
Okay.
Yeah, like 22 to 2,800. Yeah, absolutely. RPMs. Yeah. Lower the spin off the driver, the further it goes, but it's always spinning backwards.
That's right. That's what makes it go up in the air.
That's true. Yep.
Kind of like a plane, I guess.
Now, when it hits the ground, it's obviously rolling, so
Yeah.
it's then got top spin. But you can't physically, even if you tried to like hit up on the driver, it's still going to spin backwards a little bit. It's just the reality of the impact and the physics of a golf swing.
392 dimples on a golf ball.
Not on every golf ball.
But the Pro V1.
Pro V1, 392. Yep.
That's a lot of dimples on a small ball.
That's it. Have you ever counted them with a marker?
And I had never been that bored. Maybe I'll try that.
You ever cut open a golf ball? Just for fun?
Yeah.
With a hacksaw takes a while.
Have you done that?
Back when I used to work when I was a kid, you'd get a ball that was cracked and then you just get it open. It'd be cool to see the inside. But they've changed so much. I mean, they used to be rubber bands.
Yeah.
Now they're all solid cores. Some are 2, 3, 4, 5. TaylorMade has a 5-piece golf ball.
It's crazy, man.
Physics. A lot of physics that goes into it. That's for sure.
What was the first golf ball? Gouda Percha? Was that the Gouda Percha?
The feathery? The Percha?
Feather, yeah.
Yeah.
Percha,
Oh, yeah. A little different then. I think when they first started, they were stitched together. Something like that. Earl gave me a 1975 Rules of Golf book the other day.
Was it thick or thin?
It's pretty thin.
Huh. So
Pretty
we've
thin.
added.
Oh, yeah. Just like anything. Just like anything. A lot of rules of golf.
So many. Oh, my gosh.
What's one of the most common rules of golf do you think is violated?
That's violated? Probably the OB.
The OB?
What do you
Well, they did change the relaxed rules that, if you're just playing with your friends and stuff, you just treat it as a lateral hazard or lateral penalty area.
Still got to take 2 strokes, though.
Yeah.
You still got to do that. But, or let's see. Or the pick it up from 6 feet. Hey, that's good.
That's good. Pick it up.
Yeah, that's not.
The root rule, which isn't a rule.
Yeah, the root rule. Root rule.
Which, if you're on a rural golf course, there might be some more roots that you have to play with.
I advise not to hit it with the root.
Yeah, if you're just playing casual golf, having fun,
Rut row on the root rule.
Yeah, rut row indeed. You can end up breaking your wrist on that, breaking your club, all that stuff.
Yeah. So, we'll see. I don't know.
Good luck to the Mosley Dolphins tonight as they're trying to upset the Buchholz. I don't know what they are. Buchholz down there in Gainesville. And you can listen to that right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. David Hayes, a.k.a. DJ Davey Crockett, and Kyle Wright will be on the call. You can listen to that on the free mobile app inside the Google Play or Apple Store. Also, go check out Lynn Haven Beef O'Brady's. They'll be streaming the game live. That kickoff is at 6:30 Central Time. If you're at home, too, and you want to listen to it on the app, you can just do that. You can put it right on your TV because I'm sure it'll be streaming on YouTube. Jay Henley, you can check out some Gulf Coast basketball tonight.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Enjoy that. Sailor's been in the studio the whole time, and we wouldn't. Oh, there she is. She just popped up. She heard her name. You guys have been listening to The Inside Drive. Smitty's been behind the glass. We appreciate him hanging out with us today. For tomorrow's Fun Football Friday, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Florida is your home for the NFL.
Touchdown, Denver!
We bring you the biggest games every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night.
Oh, he's got the first down!
Plus, we'll broadcast more college football games than ever before.
He did what?
Live NFL and college football play here.
Unbelievable!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Partly cloudy the remainder of the day with temps near 75 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. A variety of slight fog and some clouds tonight, very little wind, and a temperature of 64. About the same tomorrow around 77 with slight fog in the morning and then mostly clouds. High with a high around 77 and mostly cloudy Saturday. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Chuck was terrible at fishing. He spent many frustrating hours attempting to get results he saw from internet videos, aggravating trial and error fishing trips, and misguided advice from well-intended friends. Chuck is happy now with his newfound success after he visited Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, where we keep fishing fun, simple, and successful. See us soon at Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
There are 3 great Barefoot locations. Barefoot on the Bay in St. Andrews, plus Barefoot on the Beach and the Barefoot Hideaway Grill, both on PCB's famous Front Beach Road. Whichever location